Greetings. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. We're going to just get into it. Let's sing together our opening song, where we celebrate each and every one of you, and especially this month, our connection to the wonder of nature. All is welcome here. That includes you. Sing along. 1, 2, 3, 4. Broken hearts and broken wings, bring it all, everything. Bring the song you feel to sing, all is welcome here. Even if you broke your vows 1,000 times, come anyhow. Stepping into the power of now, all is welcome here. La 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 la, la 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 la, 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 la 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 la. Stood alone at the gateless gate, too drunk on love to hesitate. To the winds I cast my fate and the remnants of my fear. I took a deep breath and I leapt, tears of gratitude I wept. I woke as if I'd never slept, I was welcome here. Bring your laughter, bring your tears, your busy lives and your careers. Bring the pain you carried for years, all is welcome here. Freedom's not so far away, there's only one price we have to pay. That's to live our dreams so they fade away and let them go. Live our dreams and let them go. Thank you.
I love that song. Good morning and welcome to all of you here in the room and all of our wonderful love streaming community out there in the world, wherever they are. We're so glad to share this time with you. My name is Linda Brewer and I'm blessed to be your service host this morning. Our practitioners are Jim Ferris, sharing a reading and leading us in prayer, and Hildreth Ferris, who is holding high watch and will be in prayer throughout the service, knowing that an amazing time is had here by all. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor every pathway by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. So I invite you all to say together our vision statement. We are a thriving community where individually and together we embody and express our spiritual magnificence for the highest good of all. Thank you. Continuing the year's theme of living everyday wonder, we are focused this month on doing that in nature. And as we come to the end of August, we're so grateful to have back with us one of our wonderful local speakers, Megan Sillito, whose talk for today is called Wonderfully Divine, which we all are. Next week, our very own Reverend Myrna Hurst, newly moved back to Salt Lake City from wherever she exiled herself. She will be back with us to introduce next month's topic, where we focus on the wonder of work. And I want to remind all of you that we continue to search for a new home for our spiritual community, and that we need all of you as you wander through the valley to keep your eyes open. If you see anything that you think might be a good possibility, please send an email to the center, and the folks who are checking those things out will do that. I hope there's still flyers out there about that. Sue, are there? I don't know where you are. But anyway, hopefully, if not, on the website you can read what we're looking for in a space, okay? Number one is parking. What? Hallelujah, yes. Yes. Robert Schuller actually started his church in a drive-in theater because of the parking. And he had a very big church. I remind you there are always two places to find out what's going on and get more details to what we say up here. And one is on Sunday mornings, the activities table, where there are flyers about the things we talk about. And the other 24/7 is our website, www.spirituallyfree.org. And that is the best place to stay updated, because it gets updated regularly, I know, because I do that. And we keep it up to date. When something new happens, it goes up on there. So if you want to know what's happening before Sunday morning, check that out. You can also submit a prayer request there. And I encourage you to be checking these places out, because as I promised last week, we have some great things coming up. On Sunday, September 18th, Reverend James Peake, the Spiritual Education Program Manager for Centers for Spiritual Living, will be here with us and be our guest speaker. And he's going to do a workshop on one of CSL's primary teachings, the principle of oneness. After the service, we'll have a community lunch, and then the workshop will start at 1. And I truly believe that in our divided world, that learning how we can each really experience oneness can help us to carry out the calling that we are reminded of each week up here, which is to work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. Now, is anyone here with us for the first time this morning? If so, we'd love to welcome you, and if you're willing, if you'll raise your hand or stand. Okay, yes, here, back here. Okay, thank you. We are so incredibly grateful that you are here this morning, and we affirm for you and everyone here that you will experience a blessing here this morning. So thank you for being. We know you could be anywhere in the world, and we're glad you chose to be here. So, is everybody awake? I know you like to sleep through these things up here when I'm doing this, but I have some very exciting news, so I want to make sure you're all wide awake. So last Sunday, your minister search committee had a meeting, and then we were joined on Thursday night by the rest of the leadership, who unanimously agreed to move forward with inviting Reverend Cindy Edelson to spend the weekend of October 14th through 16th here at our center as a truly wonderful candidate to be our new senior minister. She's in Las Vegas right now. I told her she might be able to hear us hollering when I made that announcement. So please block out Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon October 15th and 16th. So that you can have the opportunity to get to meet her. We'll have a social Saturday afternoon where you can maybe do some one-on-one conversations with her, and then she will do a workshop on Sunday afternoon, and then we'll have a question and answer service time after that. So we want each of you to be able to experience Reverend Cindy so that you're able to let the leadership know how you feel about her coming to be our new senior minister. So please put that on your calendar. If you have other plans, cancel them, because there's nothing more important than this for the life of our center. Okay? I need more okays out there. All right, great. Thank you. And as I do whenever I'm up here, I remind you that our center was founded on and grounded in prayer, and this is an amazing answer to prayer. And so our professional prayer practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer, and they are here to know for you, regardless of what's going on in your life, they are here to know that something amazing is unfolding, and through their prayers to help you know that also. So any of the practitioners wearing a purple stole after the service, you can grab them and ask for prayer. You can put a prayer in the prayer box in the lobby or submit one online. And if you do that, Teresa sends that out, Teresa Martin, to all of us, and all of the practitioners will be in prayer this week, knowing that the best and highest is unfolding for you. So this is the time in our service where we focus on prayer. And so I invite you right now to settle in, allow Jim's reading and the sacred music to take you to that place where God lives within you, and then Jim will lead us in prayer.
Good morning, everyone. Today's reading is adapted from this month's Science of Mind magazine. It's written by Dr. Petra Wells, spiritual director at CSL Dallas. It's called Divine Nature Revealed. Some of my favorite people are trees, from the towering matriarchs of the forest to the ancient twisted alpine spruce, from cathedral groves of sequoia to the solitary pine clinging to sheer rock. Each one inspires me to see and be more of myself. I find the strength of being rooted. I find the power of a strong core from which the many expressions of myself dance and sway in the wind, bendable and pliable before the storms, yet steadily providing shelter and food for life all around. My spirituality has always been rooted in nature. Its beauty, its seasons, its peacefulness and interconnectedness. Like Ernest Holmes and the Transcendentalist, the Romantic poets and the Impressionists, like the deeply rooted traditions of the indigenous peoples, I too find heaven expressed through earth and Gaia, the living embodiment of spirit. For me, experiencing nature in person opened the door to reveal oneness, interconnectedness, and my place in the whole. I discovered I belong in the universe. I am necessary and important like you. And just like you, who I am and what I do matters and makes a difference. So drink deeply of nature. Let your soul be inspired and nourished by the truth it reveals to you.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find God. I find
Getting comfortable in your seat and feeling the calm peace of the forest, the magnificent blue sky of your inner consciousness, allowing you to see the sun at the center of your being. Recognizing this divine presence is our nature. We are a part of Mother Earth, a part of the wholeness of all life. Spinning through space, through the enormous consciousness, the magnificent bliss of Spirit, creator of all that is. As we gather here today to feel the sparkle of that presence within, we join in spiritual community to feel that presence in one another and gain strength and resiliency to deal with whatever should come forth in our lives, expecting only the best of the wholeness and our part to play in it. We are so grateful for this place and this time to come together and celebrate the magnificence that is life, flowing through our veins and upon all we see, creatures great and small, plants and sea creatures, and yes, our fellow humanity. I am grateful to sing this joy and this magnificence into the world with our magnificent band, together as a congregation, as we listen to the message today and feel oneness and joy going into our week. As together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Jim. Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living has an events coordinator. Her name is Shanti Kiefer. Shanti created a very spontaneous event just in the past couple days and blasted it on Facebook, and it was down in our neck of the valley. We live down in Orem, so this was right up Provo Canyon last evening at sunset. Great Basin Wildlife Rescue brought some birds up. We had about 20 folks out in a very remote, beautiful area of Provo Canyon. And we released 2 of those birds of prey into their new habitat. And it was so moving and wonderful. So as we sing this next song together, Change for the Better, I want you to consider what it would be like, a change for the better for a bird of prey being released into the wild, and how that must feel. Let's sing together. 1, 2, 3.
Life is always changing, and I know change will do me good. Life is always changing, and I know change will do me good. When I stay in one place too long, I welcome change for the better. Something just feels wrong, I welcome change for the better. Nature's blooming round us slowly, change for the better. And I know change will do me good. Yes, I know I change for the better. And I know change will live so good. Here we go, this is our last time. Life is always changing, and I know change will do me good. Life is always changing, and I know change will do me good. When I stay in one place too long, I welcome change for the better. Something just feels wrong, I welcome change for the better. Nature's blooming round us slowly, change for the better. And I know change will do me good. Yes, I know I change for the better. Yes, I know change will be so good.
It's my pleasure to introduce our special music today. This gentleman served our center about 8 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, as I took a little, what do you call it, sabbatical, I guess. He was actually the music director for a year for our center, and did a wonderful job. And he has just a remarkable talent. You'll notice the instruments up here on stage, the harp and a little ukulele, and this warm, resonant voice that very much complements those things. I've always been impressed with creative work and magic that this gentleman creates. Please give a big hand. Welcome back, Kopo Magic.
Well, thank you. I didn't even know what the theme was, and that's okay. It works out perfect. It always does. This song is called Fly. It's a medley of a couple of different songs and mantras. So hope you guys enjoy. Satanam, 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 Ji. Waheguru, Waheguru, Satanam, 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 Ji. Waheguru, 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 Ji. Satanam, 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 Ji. Waheguru, 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 Ji. Satanam, Waheguru. Fly, fly high, let the earth touch the sky. Fly, fly high, let the earth touch the sky. Fly, fly high, let the earth touch the sky. Oh, fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spin my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. Spin my wings through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Oh, fly, fly high. Let the earth touch the sky. Oh, fly, fly high. Let the earth touch the sky. Satanam, 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 Ji. Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. Satanam, 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 Ji. Waheguru, 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 Ji. Satanam, 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 Ji. Waheguru, 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 Ji. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. Spin my wings through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Ooh. Namaste. Thank you.
Rick, I just love the folks you bring in here. Kopo, so good to hear you and see you again. Rick, I love the model that you did this morning of owning up when you've made a mistake. And so hang on, Megan, because I need to own a mistake I made, which I totally spaced doing a really important announcement, which is to make sure everybody is aware of our new events team coordinator, Shanti Kiefer. Shanti, stand up. I know she's over there. And so she will be out at the activities table. There's also a sign-up sheet there. One of the great ways to get involved in this center is to agree to serve in some capacity. And the events teams helps to put on stuff so we can all get together and have a great time. Learn something or just play or whatever. So please see Shanti after the service if you would like to participate in that and get involved. All right, so sorry. Let me move to what I'm really up here for, which is to introduce our speaker. So as I was preparing yesterday to introduce Megan Sillito today, I started searching for something beyond the words in her bio that we have on our website. And what I discovered was how Megan's dedication to her own personal growth and transformation and to the expansion of her inner awareness of what is possible motivates her to take whatever is inspiring her out into the world to uplift and inspire others. Using her own personal journey, she has created hundreds of live and online programs on a wide range of topics that have helped thousands of people launch lives of new creation, genius, and creative expression. I can't wait to see how she will inspire us today. Please join me in welcoming Megan Sillito.
Hi, everybody. Hello. You know, I was listening to the music just now, and I was like, I'm not sure I could say anything that's going to express divine nature more than what we just experienced. For so many reasons. I believe that, so the Greeks believed that we all have this entelechy, or the blueprint. So the acorn is the entelechy for the oak tree, right? So it's its divine blueprint, so to speak, of what its potential or what its becoming is. And I find it really curious, and we're going to talk about it a little bit today, is that humans are the only species that can go against their nature in all of nature, that can actually work against their own entelechy. Isn't that weird? Why do we do now? Okay, because we are divine and we are creators. So there must be a very good reason for that, I'm thinking, because it's been a little bit troublesome in my life. I don't know about you guys, but it's like my cat, she's a lot of things. She's like part dragon, part dog, part many things. Raj, am I in trouble? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Raj. And that's part of his divine nature, to be aware of what's required. Yeah, thank you, Raj. Big hand. So some of the things that, like, for instance, like a musician who develops their craft is actually creating a vehicle with which to express their divine nature through. So that's one of the things that it's really important in opening up to our divine nature, is that we find things that allow us to express more of that. And so we're more busy with that than in working against ourselves. We kind of have to trick ourselves a little bit. The way that I see divine nature is that, I love, I cross-discipline study a lot. Like, I'm trained in about every modality known on the planet, and I read a lot of different things. And I don't care what religion or conscious or spiritual path, every path says something to the effect of that we are divine, that we have this spark, this energy that is pure and divine within us. Okay, so how do we let that shine? How do we let that out more? Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to do just a little activity, and I'm actually going to, I think this can follow me. Hello. Yeah. I like this. I get to expose myself. Oh, which is kind of part of what I want to talk about. So how I look at it is like the sun, right? The sun is constant. It's just there. Now, sometimes the sun is covered up with clouds or a storm or what have you. But it doesn't mean that the sun's not there. It just means it's covered up. And that's how I think about our divine nature, is that it gets covered up with stress. It gets covered up with pain, hurt, trauma. It gets covered up. And my assertion, just like nature, is that all of the things that block us from the sun sometimes are kind of necessary for how everything works, right? So maybe these sort of temporary blocks to our nature are part of the medicine, part of what we use, part of the tools that we use to become more conscious, more aware of our divinity. Okay, so let's all be our sons, because that's the other thing. I was actually had the honor of sitting in a sacred circle with a Peruvian shaman last night. And one of his final messages to the group was, you have a presence in every moment. Now, sometimes it's turned up, sometimes it's turned down, sometimes it's in the middle. But your job is to be whatever part of that you can access in this moment to shine for the person in front of you. Why? Because when we let those lights out to connect to each other, That's when we step into that experience of oneness, and we can allow our light to contribute to their light. Have you ever noticed that you can be really in the middle of your caca? Like just spinning out. My mom used to do this all the time. She'd be yelling at me, and then the phone would ring, and she goes, hello. I'm like, where did that come from? And I think it's really because we have access to a better part of ourselves at any time. And I can't tell you how many times maybe I was having a rough day, and thank you. Oh, Raj, you're amazing. Apparently I decided to stay out here. Thank you. See, there he is, being his divine nature again. Thank you, Raj. So, and just having a rough day, and a client is in front of me, and they need me to show up. They need me not to be the person who's feeling bad about something. They need me to be my greatness. And you know what? I find that switch, and I show up. And I'm like, I am here. And this is the most important thing. That's a moment where I'm willing to shine my presence over my caca. And we all have experiences of that, right? Where you just are having the worst day, and then you understand that you're required to show up differently in a situation, and so you do. That's how I know that it is the essence of you. Because I can't fabricate caca, really. You know? Like, if I'm having a really good day, if I'm in my wonderfully divine nature skipping along, it's super hard for me to conjure any kind of But I can be in the and conjure light like nobody's business. We all can. Why? Because that's our nature. It's always there. So let's have a little experiment, okay? So one of the ways that we can allow the clouds to pass, so to speak, so that that sun can come out a little bit more, is by lowering our barriers. And how do I know we all have barriers? Well, when is the last time you stepped into an elevator? Whoop, whoop. Look at the light, look at the light. Let's all stare at the light. I have this really funny thing I like to do sometimes where I walk into the elevator and face everybody facing me, and I'm like, hi. Just to stir it up a little bit, But that's a great place because I can feel all those barriers, don't we all, when we step into an environment like that. Whoop, whoop. We're like the Batman. Whoop, 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 right? So the cool thing is that the same way that you put up the barriers, you can pull down the barriers. Isn't that awesome? You know how you do it? You just ask. Just ask for your barriers to go down right now. All the barriers you've put up to life and nature and all the things that are beautiful, all the barriers that you put up, because the thing is we get hurt, and then we put up a barrier to pain. But that barrier keeps out nature and life force and beauty, as it turns out, because a wall is a wall is a wall. It can't distinguish between the stuff you decided you wanted to let in and the stuff you decided you can't. It just is a wall. Okay, so ask your barriers to go down. And what I do is I imagine I'm in my car with my electric windows going zzz, zzz, zzz. Just do it with me. You guys willing? We're going to do it together. Okay? Lower your barriers. Lower your barriers behind your barriers. And the ones behind those, and the ones behind those, and your secret barriers behind those barriers, right? And now allow that space of your heart and the light that's inside of you just to sort of come out a little bit and connect with me and all of us. That's one of the reasons I'm standing out here is I don't want anything between us. I want us all, hey, that's cool. Did you guys feel that shift? in the room? When we just connect through our light, when we just connect through our sunshine that just naturally comes out because it just does when we pull the barriers down, it's like the cloud moving across the sky and the beautiful sun rays that come out to nourish and nurture us. So the things that cover up the barriers are the things that we use to bury ourselves or work against our own genius or entelechy. They're divine too, actually. They're tools, they're vehicles, right? So when you're 4 and, it feels like your world isn't safe, it might be useful to take on a role of defense, to get through it, to survive. But the problem is, so we have access as part of our divinity to experience all things, to experience all energies. The thing we have to remember is that those roles, those what I call personas, they are not who we are. They're a tool we use to survive something. Right? And sometimes it's useful to have a little bit of flow between, okay, you're a business mom and you're at the boardroom all day and you've got to come home and put on a little different cap for the 2-year-old, right? And we have that part of our divinity is we can be all things, which is beautiful. But we just can't confuse that between who we essentially are. A lot of us are allowing those roles and those personas to do our manifesting for us. Yeah, it's problematic when your 4-year-old's in charge of the money. It's like anything in your life that is consistently showing up in a different way than what you're putting into the universe, what you're asking for, what you're working towards, it's most likely one of these pesky roles that you're using to create from. Because if we were creating from our divine nature, there would be way more flow and ease. Not so much I can check the box of all the results showing up exactly how I think, because divinity likes to surprise us. We like to surprise ourselves. Things show up in all kind of ways that we can't imagine, and we can play and flow with that. So it's important to understand the difference between a role and your divine nature, and how can we feed our divine nature in such a way that we have more access to it, that we start creating from the space of, what's possible? Not what do I need, or what do I need to fix, or, oh gosh, my money's in the tank, I got to fix me. That's a persona. That's a role. The divine nature gets curious, and that's one of the tools to access your divinity. I know that wonder has been a theme this year for the Church of the Center for Spiritual Living. Wonder connects us to the divine instantly, because when we come out of our interesting ideas about who we think we are, when we come out of that and into the space of our nature, then we're filled with the possibilities. And whatever we've created in our life so far isn't bad or wrong or not enough. It just might be time for a different choice. Oh, okay. I have done really good at playing poverty and feeling scared that I can't pay my rent every month. Good job, me. I've played that role perfectly. Now I like to create from a different place. I'd like to create from my divinity. How cool is that? So how do we nurture that? Part of it is there's things that we can do that remind us of our divinity. I was talking about my cat earlier, right? These animals, they don't have a way to go against their entelechy. They just can be it. My cat's like part dog, part dragon, part a lot of things. And she's just freaking all of it, you know? And she teaches me about my nature all the time. And like, what if you got curious and played with your animals from a space of what could they teach you about your nature, right? They don't apologize. I sat with a river last night for a couple of hours, and it taught me things, and it showed me things about nature, about my nature. Nature is a place that we can spend time. My definition of nature is life force without an opinion, which is really relieving, isn't it? Even when you like your family, sometimes those opinions kind of get the better of us. So, you know, when we go into nature, it's this life force that's there to hold us. And over time, when we spend time in nature, we kind of come back to our nature, that space of no thought and connected to oneness. And I was having this awareness of even some places where I hadn't fully let nature in, you know, like when you drive by something beautiful every day, you don't even look at it, you know? That's you not letting nature in. Let nature nurture your nature. Hashtag, let nature nurture your nature. Okay, cool. So, breath. Let's take a couple breaths together. What is breath? Inspire. When we breathe in, it's inspire. In spirit. We're activating those 70 trillion cells that in each one of them has a blueprint of divinity. So when we breathe in consciously, all the way down into our bellies, with presence, we can activate just a little bit of our spirit, our divine nature. Anything that gets you connected to a space beyond thinking will nurture your nature. Obviously, coming to places like this, where the whole intent is to get nurtured, to have your divinity nurtured so that it's online, so that you have more access to it. So that even when you're kind of in your caca and you're like, nobody needs you, but maybe you need you, and you can access that for yourself, right? And just show up with your own light for you. But just like, you know, we all know the story of the wolves, like which one stays? The one you feed, right? So how are you feeding your nature? How are you growing it? How are you growing your own access to it? Not judging the other things, because it's all part of nature. It's all part of what we're learning is through all these different little aspects of us, right? But it's a really good idea to give ourselves more access by nurturing that. You know, I always have more access to it when I do a morning routine that involves like journaling, meditation, qigong, breath work, whatever, like to infuse myself with my own nature so that I can remember who I am. I generally have the better days when I do that because I'm nurturing my nature. Okay. So, they want me to end with a meditation. So, I'm going to help you nurture your nature here. So, go ahead and take a couple of deep breaths in through your nose. I want to hear you deeper. Good. Let's activate and just become aware of those 70 trillion cells that are full of light, that are full of the spark of divinity, that are full of love, that are full of gratitude. Breathe into that light. And as you breathe in, imagine that your breath acts like a dimmer that can turn up those little sparks of light in those 70 trillion cells. Turn it up and turn it up. As you breathe, let your light out. If you still have one of those sneaky little barriers up, ask it to go down. That's the cool thing. You don't have to sit and judge and blah, blah, blah. Just down, please. Down, please. I'd like to experience and share my life force, my light. And as you're doing this, notice how much more instantly connected you are to nature, to the water, to the trees, to the earth, to the sun, to life force, to spirit, God, general equipment manufacturer, whatever you call that, right? So as you allow yourself to be your divine nature, you connect with the divine instantly. Nothing between you. Imagine you could listen to the trees, their message, the water, your dog, that you're connected with everything and everyone. Take 3 more deep breaths in. All the way down to those cute little toes of yours. Thanking your body. Having gratitude for your awareness in this moment of the truth of your nature as you were known and created to be. And I invite you to take on my shaman's message as you go throughout the rest of the day and this week of like, your job is to be whatever part of the divine presence you have access to in this moment. And that choice, maybe more than all the other things I've mentioned, is going to grow your capacity to have access to that sun that's always shining inside of you. You know, some days it might be this much. Some days this much. But practice. How much presence can you be in your interaction with your work, your craft, your family, the people that are important to you? And thank you for your presence today. Thank you for sharing with me, allowing me in.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I give. I
Is it? Okay, I was like, which mic? Oh, I am so incredibly grateful. Thank you, Megan. What an awesome reminder of the truth of who we are. Thank you. So this is that special time in our service where we take part in a very important spiritual practice, that of being part of the divine flow of the universe, where things come into us in order to move through us, that divine nature that Megan was talking about. And that is true in all areas of our lives, including in our finances. And so this is that focus of that right now, where we give thanks for the blessings that have come to us and helped us to prosper, and we give back into the universe through our spiritual center, so that it might continue to feed us and to help us grow and become the full truth of who we each are. So I invite you each to bring your giving into your hand, into your heart, into your mind, as we say together our giving affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Filled with gratitude, I let this be, and so it is.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. The burden of my past is gone away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shine upon my face. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me.
How much fun is that? All right, let's welcome back the magic of Kopo. Share some more music with us. Kopo magic.
So usually a ukulele has 4 strings. Today we have 3. Because it broke this morning. But this is where we come out of our comfort zone and go with the flow. This song is called Sunshine. Oh, 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 light the fire, light my fire, sunshine, sunshine on my shoulders, sunshine, sunshine on my face, sunshine, sunshine all around me keeps me warm. Comes up in the east, goes down in the west, and every day's coming up in the morn, and every day's coming up in the morn, and I can count on you like I count on the sun, and I will rest in you like I rest in the sun to keep me warm. Keep me warm. Keep me warm. Whoa. The fresh ocean breezes, warm sand on the beach, tossing waves around me, and I see your majesty. Sun brings a new day. Sun brings a new day. Birds in the trees and the flowers in the trees keep me warm, and I can count on you like I count on the sun. Keep me warm, Lord, keep me warm, and I can count on you like I count on the sun. Keep me warm. Keep me warm. Entering the forest shadows, warm sand on the beach, tossing waves around me, keep me warm. Power of all life keeps me warm. The power of all life keeps me warm, and I can count on you like I count on the sun. Keep me warm, 'cause I will rest in you to keep me warm. Keep me warm. Keep me warm. Keep me warm. Listen to your body, listen to your heart, and come on and dance with me. Oh, listen to your body, listen to your soul and mind. Open up the mind and dance with me. Listen to your body, listen to your heart, dance. Sunshine on my shoulders, sunshine on my face, sunshine all around me keeps me warm. Sunshine all around me keeps me warm. And I can count on you like I count on the sun. And I will rest in you like I rest in the sun, to keep me warm, to keep me warm, keep me warm, light my fire, to keep me warm. Thank you.
So I didn't talk to him about the theme, and divine nature took over. I love that. Thank you, Megan. What a marvelous message. I was wondering if you had ever done any work with internal family systems, what you were describing, the divine self and all of our parts and the roles we play, and always trying to get the self, the divine self, to play more through those roles that we play. I'm a bus driver, and I'm so glad that I have an occupation that allows that divine self to beam through in just almost a nonchalant way. It's really wonderful. So thank you for that message. I know that we can get more in touch with that divine self and let the other walls and costumes we wear kind of melt away or become more infused with the divine. Remember that our dear Shanti Kiefer, our events coordinator, is looking for some volunteers. There's a sign-up sheet out in the lobby. Take a look at that. There's so much potential there for fun and games and mischief, divine mischief. So I'm just so glad to have that part of our community leadership come alive. And we have so much to look forward to. Have a blessed week. Enjoy the end of this month of August. And let's stand together. Let's sing our closing song. Remember the wonder of nature and what a wonderful world it is. 1, 2, 1, 2.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white. Bright, blessed day, the dark say goodnight, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies